Welcome to DowerChain.com. Today we're going to take a look at another accessory from StarTech, and this is an accessory kit for the Microsoft Surface 3. And what you see from this box here, you can see it's got two different adapter types here. You have one that's an Ethernet adapter to USB and a mini display port that goes out to HDMI or VGA. So let's take a look what we get in the box. So we see here that the connectors are here. So we have here pretty nice, well-built Gigabit Ethernet port here that goes to USB 3, and actually it gives you an extra USB connector, so you're not losing the solo USB 3 connector on the Surface 3 and Surface Pro 3. And then what else we got here is here's the mini display port to HDMI or VGA. I don't think you'll be able to do both. It's probably going to be either or. And then you have the driver disc and an instruction manual. Alright, so I'm going to get my devices, we'll hook this up, and we'll give it a try. Alright, so I have my Surface Pro 3 over here, and we're going to take a look at using this little setup here with the Ethernet adapter and the mini display port adapter. Now, what's really nice about this is that it has VGA and HDMI, so on the go, if you've ever been in meetings before, a lot of times a lot of projectors will almost always have a VGA connector, not as much of HDMI. Maybe not the case anymore. Some newer places might have both, but it's nice to be able to toggle between the two. So I'm going to hook this up here. First things first, hook this up to the display port here. Alright, so I found that. I hope my monitor was turned on. Alright, so there we go. So right now it is mirrored. Display settings, and we'll just do an extend. And there we are. We'll keep the settings here. And so where we are. So we have our nice extended displays now. Then we'll go ahead and get an Ethernet connector here, Ethernet cable. Plug this in. Plug into the USB port on the side here. Alright, and you see it's looking for things over there, but now let's see what it finds. So yep, it's found the Ethernet adapters, installing that now. And there we are. Okay, so now I don't need to be on the cable anymore. I'm trying to think if there's any lights here. Oh, the cable was loose. Here we go. So it's nice, it's got lights. Again, so it's indicators that it's available, and you notice that the Windows is now connected to the Ethernet. So it's great. So now with this then now, with this little connection kit, I have full Ethernet because sometimes Wi-Fi is just not as reliable as being plugged in, and I have the ability to go to an HDMI display without much issue. So I can kind of use it like so, move things around. I have, like, say, Photoshop running over here, move this over to the side, and see it there. Now the reason why it looks so gigantic is DPI scaling makes it look really big. So it's one of the things you can kind of tweak to make it look a little less gigantic on your display. But yeah, so that's something that you have to deal with. DPI scaling can be a little bit of an issue. So it's nothing to do with this setup. It's just the software and the Windows DPI scaling. So there you have it. So a look at the Surface Pro 3, and so it'll work just fine with that. It'll probably work just as equally well with the Surface Pro 4. We'll take a look at one more device I have, and we can wrap it up. Alright, so here I have my Surface Book. Now I'm going to do the same type of thing I did with the Surface Pro 3. And one thing I didn't mention on the Pro 3 one was that the nice thing about this Ethernet adapter is, like, unlike other ones that basically is dedicated for the Ethernet, there's actually a USB 3 slot right on this side. So you actually do not lose your USB 3 port, which is really kind of cool because, well, if you're on a Surface Pro 3 or a Surface Pro 4, you only have one. And so this gives you the ability to maintain that. So it's very, very handy. So we're going to hook this up the same way to my Surface Book. I'll plug the display adapter in to the side here, if I can reach it. And I'll hook that in. Give it a second for it to find it. Alright, so there I have it. So now it's on both. Now, if you're hooking up for the first time, sometimes it goes to a mirrored mode. I was playing with this earlier, so it no longer goes into mirrored mode, so it actually remembers what I had set up. So I'm going to plug this in here now again. Once again, this cable is kind of loose. I apologize. This little tab up on top is not as good as it used to be, so, but it does work. Hopefully it won't come loose. Plugging it in. Give it a moment for Windows to find it. And the LED is blinking now, so it's kind of nice to have it indicated that you are on Ethernet. And so with that, I can see from here that from network-wise, it aside from my Wi-Fi ones, it actually shows that I am connected to the cable. So now what's great is I can then pull up browsers and kind of move things around one way to another way. Then be able to launch programs like Photoshop or other programs to work with. And now I have multiple displays. So this is really quite nice to have. So once again, this is the StarTech Accessory Kit. Oh, let's see, it wants me to sign in. Oh, well, let's not worry about that. Too many devices. Oh, never mind. So we'll skip this one. But you get the idea that with this little adapter and these two adapters, they're sort of, I think they're kind of requirements. It's nice to be able to have, because once again, Wi-Fi sometimes isn't as good, or sometimes not allowed to get on the Wi-Fi. But usually cable is a good way to go. Then of course having this kind of display adapter is really nice because at meetings, if you're going around, sometimes VGA is the only thing available, but then you have both on these, so you can have HDMI if you have it, and if you can always fall back down to VGA. So there you have it, a look at StarTech's Surface Accessory Kit. It works on the Surface Pro 3, Pro 4. It'll work on the Surface 3. I don't have one of those to show, but it probably should work just fine as well. So if you have any questions about this or something I haven't shown you, something you want to see, please subscribe, let me know, send me some comments. Thanks for watching.